Performance is this amazing way to bring up topics that we care about and give people a time, a place, and a reason to actually stick around and have a conversation about those things. iPLACE is the Interdisciplinary Performance and the Liberal Arts Center at Wake Forest University. And what we do is combine the performing arts, music, theater, dance with other disciplines or centers or departments. We've done about 100 different events during our 2-year existence. And the first thing we did was this enormous project called Cage Fest. It started with this music circus in the library that they just created this sort of chaos in the atrium that was really beautiful, and little kids pounded on drums, and it was this wonderful kind of community event that drew everybody together. Last year we did this Cole Porter review called Let's Misbehave. They performed it over at Reynolda House, and it was packed to overflowing. It was 360 people tried to fit into this tiny little auditorium. And then this year, for the kickoff event for the Wake Will campaign, we got the kids back together and they did 3 separate songs right before the big finale when all the fireworks went off. We've had lots of really cool music events, a thing called Tango and More. Beautiful concert with all sorts of wonderful tango music. A Music of Difference concert that was a flautist that our professor Kathy Levy brought in to perform and talk about music that actually attempts to express the experience of being disabled in some way or another. So Christina Soriano does all this great work with Parkinson's and dance pretty much every week. And we had a salon at the end of last year that brought all the people in the class together with the dancers who work with them and with members of their family. And we had a brunch for them, and they were able to celebrate their time with that project. We brought in a guy named Matt Wolfe, who is a London theater critic, and he came and just talked about the theater scene in London. And we had a thing called Tea and Conversation with Matt Wolfe, and so we had tea, we had great pastries and all of that stuff, and lots of great conversation with him. We brought in some alumni, Matt Mundy and Natalie Cordone, for our music theater fans, came in and did a whole concert of duets and solos. And so they put together this project with David Heggie in music and came in and did master classes with students and performed for us, and it was just a wonderful, beautiful night. Irma Alarcón from Spanish brought in a couple of wonderful musicians who did traditional musical instruments of Spain, the hurdy-gurdy being one of them. And it was unusual and stimulating, just a night-long celebration of that kind of traditional music and those traditional musical instruments that we don't usually get to hear. One of the big projects that I've been working on for the last couple of years is one called Embers and Stars, the story of Peter Ginz. It was based on a documentary film. We did basically an 18-month-long project where we had a class that watched the film and used the dramaturgical materials from the film to generate new material around Peter Ginz's story. And they devised some material to create a play. It turned out really well. It's a beautiful story about this young Jewish boy who dies in the Holocaust. But it's really about his imagination and his friends and his wonderful relationship with his sister. And we'll see where it goes. We feel like we're really having an impact. People know who we are. They come to us with projects, and they've said that it's made a difference, that they feel like they're getting out and talking to people who they otherwise wouldn't be talking to about the work that they're doing. We're just going to keep on cooking along, and we'll just kind of see where it goes from here.